Okay, I think you are on.
Okay. Can you print this picture for me?
In a bit. You heard me say you're on, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. Sorry, I forgot there was a camera. Okay. I was waiting for my little chat room to come. So, what you're looking at right now is the Crafternoon with Cori pre-show. It's actually 2:32. Surprise! I am a terrible planner girl. I proved that today. I made the mistake of putting in the newsletter that the Crafternoon with Cori show is at 2 p.m. when in actuality it was 3 p.m. It's always been 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. on our events calendar. It's 3 p.m. on the graphics that got posted like weeks ago. It's 3 p.m. on the graphics I just reposted in the group to remind you I was doing things. It's that way on the community tab on my YouTube channel. It is 3 p.m. But for some reason, when I decide to send out a newsletter to almost 20,000 people, I tell them that it's 2 p.m. So I feel terrible. I feel awful. I really do. And so as punishment to myself, I am I'm going on early. I'm not starting the show yet, so do not worry. I'm not going to say anything super important in the next 30 minutes. I'm just kind of flipping on my camera, doing a little pre-show activity. Hello, girls. See, like you guys were all like just hovering, waiting. Where is she? Where is she? Because I led you astray. This morning I even said 3 p.m. So I don't know what my problem is, girls. It's embarrassing. So like I said, here's my way of making sure that I don't do this again. And we're just going to hang out for a little bit. Hi, Erica. Hi, Diana. And Miss Sloan. Hello, Cindy and Amy. And I'm so sorry. Vedelima? Vedelima. It probably sounds beautiful the way you say it, and I'm doing a terrible job. Hi, Miss Carla. Hi, Lisa Marie. You're in the UK. So, cheerio. And hi, Miss Cody and Brenda. And Tracy, hi. Yes. Yeah, see, and that's the problem, Erica. If all you ever saw was my newsletter and you missed everything else I did, I led you astray. And in your mind, you're like, where is she? What's the problem here, Cori? Where are you? So you're late to your own party. So I'm splitting the difference. I'm offering a compromise and an apology to be here half hour early from the actual time the show's to start, and we're doing a little pre-show. We're just doing a little chitty chat because, like I promised, the Crafternoon with Cori show is more chit and less chat. That's going to be my new little phrase for that show. It's going to be top-down crafting, not hearing Cori talk a whole lot, because when all of this started, the reason why I decided to come up with some other different show formats is because I got a lot of feedback. If you could change anything about the Late Night Crafty Club, I think that's what I said. If you could change anything about the Late Night Crafty Club, what would it be? So a lot of you gave your feedback, which I always appreciate feedback. And it gave me a lot of like what do you call it? It gave me some different perspectives on things. A lot of people consistently miss the Late Night Crafty Club because of the timing, so I feel like a Saturday afternoon creates a little bit more variables for people who are international, who have to work on Fridays. So maybe there's a chance you can catch a Saturday afternoon. It's like a little matinee show. And having said that, a lot of girls don't like the long format of the Late Night Crafty Club. You have mentioned that it's even difficult to watch the replay. So what I have to say is I have a ton of you who love that long format. You love the long chat. You love all of it. You're here for it. So what I'm going to do, hi Michelle, you're confused. I do not blame you. I am the one who confused you. I sent out an email to 20,000 people letting them know it was at 2 p.m., but in actuality, it was 3 p.m. So I'm just doing a little pre-show. And for those of you who have been here for a little bit, hearing me say, I'm doing a pre-show, please help out our fellow community members and let them know in the chat room, like, hey, girl, she's just doing a little pre-show jam, because she is a terrible planner girl and didn't check her facts before she sent out her biggest announcement. So if you missed everything else I posted and announced for the last few weeks, then yeah, you would think I was just late for my show. So I apologize. So awesome, Michelle. Say hi to Shelly for me. You guys are waiting in line for the ferry to go to Port Townsend. It must be spectacular today because Washington State is always beautiful in the spring. It totally makes up for all the rain because it is Technicolor in the summertime. Technicolor, like the blues are so blue, the yellows, the colors are so bright, the air is so clean in Washington. You guys have never seen anything like it. Now that Mr. Crafty and I have traveled around a bit, now I can really say that with like assurance. There is no place like Washington. There's no place like home. So anyway, what was I saying? I am so good at distracting myself, so good at it. Mr. Crafty, would you mind helping me with this one picture? I'm trying to print it, and my printer says it's offline, but you're able to print on it. Hi, Miss Kelly Bangs. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Linda. Yes, you're back. Everyone's back from this morning. We all had a lovely little craft session. It was 4 a.m. when I got up this morning. I crafted. Mark says our show was a little over the 3.5 hour mark. I didn't check because when I was done with the show, I was just like, okay, I got to get a power nap in because I got to get up and be on for another show. So here I am. So what, I'm trying to remember now. What was I saying? Thank you, Kathleen. I'm so glad that Grace is given because if I were like a real TV network, I'd be fired right now. I did have a nap. I did have a nap. I probably, let's see, when the show ended, I'm thinking it was probably 7:30-ish or so. It probably took me about a half hour to go back to sleep. I got like my little eye mask in my ear, the little ear plugs from my flight to Japan. They handed them out on my Delta flight in these little sealed bags. They were so cute. And I never used it. So I was like, oh yeah, I have that little sleep kit. So that's what I threw on, which was wonderful because it's pretty bright now and I would never have been able to stay asleep with all of the lights on. I have no caffeine in my system whatsoever. I've got nothing. I'm just like, I'm just coasting through. So we're just hanging here. I'm even out of water. Okay. Mr. Crafty, help, help, help. I'm so sorry. See, this is what the pre-show usually looks like that you guys don't see. Is me running around realizing, oh, I need this and I need that and I can't get this printed, and then I'm having to do it in front of all of you. But that's kind of the punishment here that I am giving to myself for reasons like hopefully I don't do this again. So when our show starts, this is the Crafternoon with Cori show. That's what I was talking about. I was giving you a little backstory of what happened with what's happening with everything. So the intention of this show was to just be much more crafty, less chatty. So people who are not into all of the chat would just get more power crafting, you know, because they have a limited time or attention span or interest, what have you.
Okay, I was having to do my stuff. What do you need?
Okay, may I have some more water?
Yes.
And I really need that photo printed.
And how do you want me to do that?
I'm not sure. I just can't print it. It says the printer's offline.
Okay, so try saving it to Dropbox. Tell me where it is, and I'll see if I can print it.
Okay. So what I'm going to be doing going forward, we have two issues at hand. One is I will be, in all of the replay videos, when we go to put stuff back up onto YouTube, in the descriptions of the Late Night Crafty Club videos, I'm going to be putting timestamps that will tell you, like, this is where I talked about this and this and this. This is where I started crafting. And that way, those of you who do not want to sit through all the long chit chat can just kind of power through. You can go right to, click on it and go right to where, you know, whatever topic interests you. So that's how I'm going to be treating those. So those are easy to navigate. And then these shows are going to just be more crafty and less chatty. So they're going to be short shows, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. hoping I will. Today I'm trying to do a 90-minute show. The other thing thank you very much, Mark.
You're welcome.
The other thing I wanted to tell you is that Mark, Mr. Crafty, otherwise known as Mark in his everyday life, he and I are in YouTube jail. I'm not loving it. The meals aren't good. We don't get a lot of time for exercise. In some testing process that we did earlier, Mr. Crafty was like just using his phone to do some recordings to do a live. Like he was trying to test the live because our connections have been so poor lately. And in doing that, he apparently captured the audio of a video that I was watching in the background. And even though no one ever saw the video, it was not public, it was not put out there, YouTube was like not having it. And they went ahead and they took away our live streaming privileges on our first strike. So we have a copyright strike, and copyright strikes are no joke. That is why we are super, super, super careful. And usually Mr. Crafty is super, super careful with everything that goes in our live streams and our videos, because they have like bots that actually scan videos looking for copyright infringement. Look for like music, anything like that that stands out, it will like nail it. And we got nailed for a video that never went out, that no one ever saw. It's so weird. I really don't understand all the copyright thing, because I find it interesting how many, there's like hundreds of channels that play copyrighted movies and music. So, and they're not monetized, but neither was our live stream. There's no one we can call and say, hey, this was this wasn't a video that went up, or there's nothing we can do. We have to just take our punishments. For the next 90 days, we are back to square one. We have to do all of the lives in the Facebook group for right now. For Camp Wannacraft, our goal is to find another platform, and there are other options. We do have a Twitch channel, and so it's very similar to this. But what will happen, Mr. Crafty's kind of testing things right now, but ultimately all of the Facebook lives will be videotaped, not video, they'll be downloaded and then put up onto YouTube. The only disadvantage to that is that when you watch it on YouTube, you will not be able to see the chat room. So you're just kind of watching me, and I'm talking to, I guess, imaginary people is what it would look like, and not really, you can't really see anything happening. So it's a bummer. It's not the end of the world, but it is a bummer. But for Camp Wannacraft, that is our biggest focus, is trying to figure out a workaround from Facebook, because that was ultimately my goal, was to be Facebook free for Camp Wannacraft. We have other platforms and things built to give you guys the same, better experience in having a community center, and for you to be talking back and forth to each other, to have private chats, to be able to build real cabins that like real cabins with organization and ways to talk to chat, like have private conversations with each other, group conversations, have your own little calendar within. So much more complex. So Mallory says it is 7:45 on Sunday in Australia. So you guys are like, it's a whole new day for you, and we're just getting started. Well, we're not just getting started. I forget what time it is. It's like midday on Saturday. So Kristen says that she's watched someone on Twitch recently, and it's super easy. So yes, Twitch is it's a platform that primarily was kind of started for gamers, people who like do their gaming online, which is a huge thing, to have people watch you and like interact with you as you're playing. So that primarily is what Twitch kind of like was built for, and it's kind of opened up, and we had started practice, kind of trying it out and seeing what we thought. I haven't used it yet, but certainly I'm going to be doing it now. And Deb asked, is it easy access for everyone? And yes. It's no different than downloading like the Facebook app on your phone. Twitch is the same thing. In fact, Susanna, sweet Susanna of Made in Mojave, I think a few, not a few of you, I'm sure a lot of you will remember that my creative team I had, which was much smaller before this, Susanna, Andrea, and Claudia were all part of that. And Susanna had different names. She's gone by Nudoso. Hi. Hello. Hello, my little nephew. My sweet little nephew. Get out of here, kid. You bother me.
Fine.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Are you going to play your video game? Are you going to play your video game?
Just here to hang out.
You're just here to hang out. I love it. Okay, as soon as Auntie's done, we will play some of the Hitman together. Okay, so, yes, on top of getting that wrong, I also scheduled my nephew to come over and spend the weekend with us during all my live shows. I'm awesome. I'm like the worst planner girl ever. So, anyway, hello. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Julie from Oregon. Hi, Beverly again. And hi, Tina from outside Nashville. Teresa from Oregon. Oh, look, there's Julie, Teresa. Look, you guys are both from Oregon. So anywho, I'm going to fix my little ponytail here. So we're doing a little pre-show right here, ladies. The show is not actually started. I still have 13 minutes. Looks like you still have the size sticker on the front of your shirt. I wouldn't be surprised. This is what happened. Yes, I do. Thank you very much, girl. See, you're the kind of friend that would tell a friend, like, hey, girl, you got some toilet paper on the back of your dress, or, you know, you have something between your teeth. You have a booger in your nose. I love it. I love friends that tell you the truth. It's a little awkward sometimes to do that, but it's necessary. Everyone should have a friend that's willing to tell you you have something in your nose. So, oh, hi, Kristen. You're at a kid's birthday party and you wish you were crafting with us. Me too. Okay. So here's what happened. When I thought I was just going to jump on at 3 o'clock and do my thing, I was like, oh, you know, the Crafternoon with Cori show is going to be different. I'm just going to come on the show and like just have the top down camera like ready to go, like so they know I'm serious about no chatting and more crafting. And then so I was like, oh, you know, I don't have to worry about what I'm wearing or my face is done, so I don't even know. I probably don't have any makeup on anymore. I just kind of like, oh gosh, we got to get on the air. I got to make it up to them. So who knows? I could have a booger in my nose for all I know. So, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm going to say this wrong. In Vetalima. Just like last night's live finished around 12 midnight there in Guam. You're in Guam. That's my first time speaking to somebody who's in Guam. And I just spoke up to Afternoon with Cori. Me too. Pretty much. I think Mr. Crafty woke me up at 12:30, I think. So Amy says we call it a bat in the cave, which is a lovely way to say that. Yeah, I threw on a pair of cat ears. I was mentioning in the international show that I have a big collection of these little sparkly cat ears because they were photo props from the last glamping event. And I just don't want to just stick them in a box. I want to get my money's worth, just like my rose gold Mickey Mouse ears. So I just feel like this show's taken a turn. All my shows have now taken a turn. We're just going to be into sparkly kitty ears, unicorn horns, and Mickey Mouse ears. I hope you don't have a problem with that. Actually, I really enjoy wearing my little... I bought a pair of cat ears like years and years ago for Halloween. I just wore them to the office because, you know, I was just trying to be like, hey, I'm in the Halloween spirit, but not really. So I put on these cat ears and I was loving life because it just made my hair just sit just right, and I had like curled hair, and I just thought I looked really cute in them. It made me feel cute. So then they just became like the perfect headband. They just were like, just gave you enough pressure where you weren't getting a headache, and they were just holding my hair back perfectly. So I started wearing them for like exercising when I went for walks. And then it became a thing. I was like, and I felt like stronger and faster and sleeker with my cat ears. You know, it was like all a mental thing. So then a couple years ago, I found another pair of cat ears, and I wore them until because they eventually break. You just wear them so much that they have a little plastic headband and they broke. These are metal, so I don't think these are going anywhere. And I have like 12 of them. So I got all the fashion colors. These are sort of rainbowy today. Oh wait, are they? I forget which ones I have on. I just grabbed a pair. Maybe these aren't the rainbowy ones. Yes, Erica, glasses with headbands is a recipe for a headache for sure. So, nice. Sue, I'm so sad for you that you have had a serious stomach flu. Stomach flus are the worst. The only benefit to a stomach flu is that because you don't eat a lot, you end up losing a little weight. I always think that's a positive, but I'm so sorry because they are awful. Stomach flus are the worst type of flu in my opinion. And I have my Golden Girls shirt on, Miss Kelly Bangs, my bestie extraordinaire. I made such a big deal about the one she bought her husband that she got one for me. And I gave it a little flash dance collar this morning. Just snipped it off. So, Maria says it's 6 p.m. in Connecticut. House done. Dinner prep for tomorrow. Now I feel free. Girl, you are more than welcome to come on over and prep me some dinner. I need someone to prep me some meals. That's like the worst part about trying to eat healthy. Ever since we've switched over to trying to eat healthy, I've become the sole cook in the family. Mr. Crafty was more of a did more of that when it was just like whatever, but now that it's all these restrictions, he's like, I'm out, tapping out. But that's okay. He does so many other fantastic things for me. I cannot complain. I can't be mad. Okay, Mark, that photo is in the 2019 folder, and it's called Girls. It's a PDF.
I'm sorry, baby, I can't hear you at all with the AC
The
going.
2019 folder has a PDF called Girls.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You got 10 minutes of talking, then it's cut off.
You hear that? 10 minutes of talking, and then it's cut off time. It's curtains up in here. So, okay, by sharing me in the comments, who was your favorite character? Was it Dorothea? Was it Blanche? Was it Rose or Dorothy? I'm gonna say my favorite character was always Rose. I just always liked how sweet she was. She was more kind of like clueless and ignorant than she was anything else. Although she did have some really fantastic lines. I always liked Betty White, but she was my favorite just by default because I kind of felt like she was so sweet. That's what I liked about her. Whereas Dorothy and Dorothea were like real sassy, you know, super sassy. And Blanche I couldn't relate to because she was obviously a pretty girl in her life, and she had all these boyfriends, and she was an ingenue and that kind of, and a Southern belle, and I just couldn't relate to that. So anyway, so Mallory says that she loved Dorothy, but Rose is close behind. Karen is asking, I'm thinking about not getting dressed today. Who's with me? Show of hands. Who's with Karen? No dressing. No pants wearing today. Jammies all day. That is the official hashtag for the Late Night Crafty Club. Actually, for the Reset community is really what I think it is. Lisa Marie says Dorothy. Kathleen says Rose. She was just so innocent and lovely. Thought the best of everybody. I agree. I loved all of her stories about her hometown of back in, what was the name of the town that Rose was from? I remember her cousin Olaf. She would talk about a lot. Teresa says she's still half in PJs. That's half PJs or still PJs. Veronica says Rose. Rebecca says Blanche. Barbara says Rose. Tina says it's Sophia, not Dorothea. Thank you very much, Sophia. Shame on me. Mallory says it's official. Maria says I cooked in my jammies. Mallory says it's jammies day. Jacqueline says jammies all weekend. Jolinda says I'm torn between Rose and Sophia. They are both so funny. Sophia was funny. I loved how she gave it to Blanche. Like, she was just no nonsense with her. Like, she just straight up, you know, basically called her stuff. A lot of jammies today. St. Olaf. Thank you, Erica. St. Olaf. Back in St. Olaf. When I was growing up in St. Olaf, I loved her St. Olaf stories because they were always so weird and silly. So, thanks, Kelly Bangs. Yes, Rose, she was more of an ignorant person, not stupid in my opinion. She just was very innocent and very like sheltered probably in her hometown of St. Olaf. But yeah, she just would tell her stories so straightforward, like they were just like so legit, and everyone would look at her like, are you serious? So I loved it. So we got a lot of pajama wearers going on. Hi Kat, hello again. As you guys are seeing, I'm here doing a little pre-show warm-up because I don't know how to like go check my own notes before I send out an email and let everyone know the show's at 2 p.m. when really it's 3. It was scheduled for 3, Cori. Jessica, it is possible you did not watch that show in the 80s when it was on TV, but the good the good graces of network television has brought the Golden Girls back onto TV. I believe it. I don't know what channel it's on now or has been. It's been aired in what do they call that when they go in syndication? So it's been aired in syndication for many years, but you can't watch it on TV. I know because I've seen it on television at somebody else's house. I don't have cable, so I can't remember it. Oh my gosh, Answer, that's so true. That is so big. That's so much what Sophia used to do. Picture this. Sicily, 1937. She would like start these dramatic stories, and they were always like about the war and like just like horrible things happening, just because, you know, it was her way of being dramatic. Hi, Leanne. And you can't hear me? I'm talking. There should be sound. Okay, I got my picture. I got a couple pictures ready to go. So as I mentioned earlier, oh, there you go. Melissa says that Hallmark plays it all the time. So Hallmark Channel is your best bet for finding the Golden Girls, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought Hallmark to be a Golden Girls kind of show. For me, I would picture like Nickelodeon, and I think they have another channel for Nickelodeon. It's like Nick at Night, or maybe that's the show on Nickelodeon that they play the old things. There's also that other channel about it's all shows like retro TV shows. I don't know. That's kind of where I would think, or even Comedy Central. I could see that being on there, but Hallmark, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting how heartwarming it is, but Hallmark loves their heartwarming TV. It's like TV you watch with the box of Kleenex. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking at my pages. We are grabbing our crafty playbooks. And again, I say this, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you like. You can craft whatever you want to. You're not beholden to what I'm working on or doing or anything like that. What I was planning on, the only kind of chatting that I was going to be doing is I was going to be just kind of chatting through my process of what I'm doing. I would like to kind of focus on that more as part of the Crafternoon with Cori, and it be kind of feel like a little mini casual little class where I'm just sharing little tips and things that I think of as I'm crafting along. Okay, so Carla says that she got her 12-year-old daughter hooked on Golden Girls. Thank you, Hallmark. I am going to snip off my little bracelet. Like I said, my little fashion bracelet that I've been wearing for the last 2 shows. I even wore it in the shower, and it didn't seem to change anything about it. Like, all of the ink is still really sharp. It didn't affect my little band at all. We took my nephew so when I have 3 nephews. They're 3 vastly different ages, and so because Mr. Crafty and I do not live in the same area that they do, when we come swing around to spend time with my family, we try to take them out for like a special day with us for their birthdays. So like we spend quality time with them, and my youngest one just turned 10. And so we took him to Funworks, which is one of those like family play centers. Hi, Mr. Crafty.
Hello.
Oh, are we ready to go?
Yep.
It's 3 o'clock. It's time to start the show. So I just shared with you the explanation of my bracelet, pitching that. Okay, I'm going to do some scrapbooking with that, and along with the pictures I took, I think.
Okay.
Okay, we're going in. It's time to start. Yes, Nikki, grab your quilt blocks, girl. Start snipping them. Maria, tell your husband it's girls' time. His dinner can wait. It's tomorrow's dinner. It's not even tonight's dinner. Awesome. Susan's going to go to a decades party. Okay, it is officially 3 o'clock. 3:01 actually. I have slept, Paula. I did get a nappy nap. Okay, so we are officially looking at the Crafternoon with Cori show. Okay, welcome to the Crafternoon with Cori show. I do not have a theme song, although I wish I did. It's the official clapping song. Say, you'll playmate. That song is for the Late Night Crafty Club. I've decided that that's kind of where it belongs. So I don't really have a show or any like great little way of introing my new one, but this is the Crafternoon with Cori show. Crafternoon with Cori is a short format show. We should be here. I'm going to try to keep my, hi Nita, I'm going to try and keep my eye on the clock, and so I said it would be like 1 to 2 hours long. It's definitely more chit, less chat. I want to focus on power crafting. So like we're here to do some crafting, girls. Okay. We're here to focus. So the short format should kind of make it go a little quicker, and less chatting means we're more focused on our crafting. So, which is not to say, you know, that you guys can't chat in the chat room, because that's what it's here for. You can watch the replay, which if you're watching the replay, welcome. But the replays will be going up on our YouTube channel after the fact. It is just probably, you will not be able to see the chat room from the Facebook Live, unfortunately. But just know it's a lot of fun. I have another, I'm not sure when my next Crafternoon with Cori is scheduled. You guys might want to check the resetgirl.com/calendar. Is it events or calendar? I don't remember now. It's one of the two. If you go on the resetgirl.com, I have a button called calendar up above, and if you click that, hi Annie Roy, if you click that, you will go right to our calendar, and you can see all the things. I have everything scheduled out for quite a while, all the way up through like camp and everything, so you can see what other wonderful live events I've planned, but we will have to be doing them on Facebook because Mr. Crafty and I are in YouTube jail. So let's jump into our book. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really crafted much because of the travel I was doing, and I was just kind of waiting for like things to kind of get past the things so that I could be like, okay, it's time to craft again. And hi, Miss Angela, I know, right? It's going to be a short show. You watch, girl. Thanks, Kelly. It is the resetgirl.com/calendar. Although I don't know why I keep saying events in my head. See, this is that problem. So I'm trying to decide what I feel like doing today. Do I want to dress the girl? Here's my little lists for the month of April. I have already this morning in my International Late Night Crafty Club, I went ahead and I gave myself these 4 or 5. I did 5 of the prompts. I need to get my little bingo squares on, because I officially completed these, and I was not able to grab my punch. It's stored under the bed and I wasn't able to grab it. It would be much easier just to punch these things. So here's the bingo squares printable. You can grab this in our store. It was our very first freebie that we offered to people who came to our Late Night Crafty Club. This morning's printable for the Late Night Crafty Club is equally cute. I super love it. It is these fun little bingo checklists. This is now available in our store. If you come to our Late Night Crafty Club live, we are starting to offer a fun little freebie as a thank you for showing up. And it's free during the show, and then afterwards it goes into our shop for a small little fee. So the first time we gave out these little bingo markers, and now it's the bingo checklist, so that you can cover this up and still know exactly what you did. So I'm just giving myself some markers. See, even something as simple as like, hey, I'm putting markers on my, you know, in my marker squares down, I'm still actually crafting. I'm now using the square stickers from my little Girl Friday collection. These are from the sticker book that Mr. Crafty made. Probably not on camera right there. So here's the little squares I'm going to grab from here. He made me the sticker books because I was so in love with Girl Friday and I wanted like all the stickers from it. Everything made into stickers. So now I have this wonderful collection. I have these fun little stamping elements. I think these came from the Playbook accessories collection. These are all cut files that Mr. Crafty now has available, including these fun little gumballs and layering circles, which are larger. How fun are those, right? Okay, and I need one more square. And then now all is right back in my world. Doesn't that feel good when you're like, yes, I earned me a square. I can't spare a square. Who knows where that comes from? Who knows what show it comes from? And bonus, if you can remember the actress who said it. Because that would be really impressive. Okay, so I'm just adding another little element here. I like this girl's little face. Actually, I think I'm going to bring it down. Bring it down. Drop it down. Ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. It is, Karen, you're on your own, girl. If you want to shop for crafting supplies while you're watching someone who with crafting supplies all over their desk and who specializes in being an enabler, I cannot take responsibility for what happens to your credit card. But you do what you got to do. Deb is correct. It was Seinfeld. Seinfeld. Erica's correct. Beth is correct. It was Seinfeld. Holly. It was an exchange with Elaine and Jamie Gertz, the actress. They were having a discussion about, like, Elaine was trying to get toilet paper from her, and Jamie Gertz was not having it. She was just like, I can't spare a square. And that is the little exchange. So it's funny how certain TV shows, they just get in your brain and you never forget them. How many of us still quote Seinfeld or Friends? I feel like those are two I quote still. King of Queens, me and Kelly will quote from time to time because that's like one of our favorite shows. So here's the 2 pages I did this morning in the show. I'm flipping the page and I'm going to go ahead and do these 2. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this out. I'll leave that one in there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, first of all, I'm going to clean that off. I don't know what all that was. So I wanted to give you guys a little insight into how I make decisions because I was asked. Also, I'm not, where is my, let me see if my prompts are in here. They are in here. Okay. I've been trying to keep all my playbook stuff in this folder. So I have things in here. Here's like Girl Friday. So here's the playbook accessories kit number 1. Here's all the little goodies from that. There's honeys in here. So I try to keep all that together, including my prompts. So that's just like a little tip. Keep all your accessories kit and your playbook, the prompts and the templates. Like, that's a good place to keep it. If not, just punched and put in the book itself. So I'm going to throw these in here too because these are playbook related. So here is my little first tip of how I personally do things. I don't need, well, I guess I could use that. Okay, so blank page. A blank page usually does nothing for me. So that's why I gave you guys these wonderful prompts to kind of like prompt you into making a page up that you're inspired by one of these. Sometimes this works for me and sometimes it doesn't. What I just had this epiphany this morning. What's really inspiring to me, really, is my supplies. It's not really these. I have actually enjoyed making this first and then putting the prompt on, if that even sounds crazy to you. That is actually what I have been doing lately, and I'm loving it. So today, I realized as I was kind of like sorting through my craft stash, what I get inspired by is my supplies. It's the paper and the pattern. So I have this is one of them. I have many different types of craft stashes, but this is like my little paper stash box, and I try and keep like good things in here. This is the new Sunny Days pad. I bought actually a fair amount of the Sunny Days collection, and the other one called Wild something, Wildwood, Wild, I think it was Wild. Maybe I'm wrong. What is that? Now it's gonna bug me. This one, there's this one called All Heart, and then what is this one? Is it that one? I don't know. I just don't know, girls. Anyway, so stuff like this is super cute. That inspires me. The patterns in here are kind of delicious. But really what I love to do, here's the die cut set for this, is I just love going through my stash and finding things that really make me go, ooh, that looks delicious together. So it's really that kind of gets me going. I'm looking for colors. I'm looking for patterns that seem to like either contrast or harmonize, one of the two. Like things that are just like giving me life. That's kind of how I make my decision on starting from a blank page. It is not the prompt, it's more of the embellishments that I'm like, I really want to use this. How can I use this? What I'm doing right now is I'm doing my favorite thing. I'm kind of like trash picking right now. That's what I feel like I'm doing. Is these are all like my little rejects, things that I just are scraps of things. They're not even whole things or pieces. Like look, that's just like pieces of stuff. And yet sometimes I can make pages that I absolutely love out of little pieces. And I wouldn't have known any of that until I started holding on to them. And then I was like throwing them in a box all the time. And like just little things, like I just snipped a diamond out of that. So that's what I'm doing. I found a little delicious honey that I clearly clipped out at one point. A paint chip. Paint chips are wonderful, especially when you like the color way. A little bingo. I may use none of this, and sometimes just doing this I'll end up with stuff that I don't even use. It's something about the process that just gets me, I'm just moving forward is what I'm doing right now. Instead of just staring at my blank sheet, I'm getting motivated. I'm getting myself moving. And often an object that is in motion will stay in motion. So let's not stare at our pages, let's grab things. So if you are watching me right now with your playbook and you've kind of felt a little stuck, oh gosh, you scared me.
Sorry. Is your phone in here?
It isn't, well, it was in here.
Okay, I'll find it.
I was on the phone with Kelly earlier and now I don't know what happened to it. Is it under there? It is under there.
Yeah, I just can't hear you up there, so I'm going to do a phone call between us.
Oh. You know, you don't call me anymore, Mark.
Could be because I'm always with you.
And it's actually getting warm back here. So this is a little piece of paper that I kind of tore up this morning. So maybe today it's going to have a chance. A library card. Here's books borrowed, grade ABC. Don't know what that is, but that looks like a good journaling. Like with to me, these are all journaling elements, and you can journal all the way from here all the way across. You don't have to stay inside of the the little boxes or anything like that. I would just journal exactly like it was. These lines weren't here, so I always like to have a journaling element on my page so that I can add the journaling part of the art journaling. Some stickers, not stickers, tickets. My brain is tired right now. I definitely should have ran and grabbed something like Starbucks or something. What was I thinking? I had to choose between sleep and Starbucks, I guess. Okay, here's another little journaling element I love is the while you are out pages. Here's another one. So I always have like lots of those on hand, and I'm just kind of, I don't often get down to the bottom of the box here, so I want to get all of those pieces. What is everything? Here's a discount sheet. That's cute. That's like pattern to me, like background pattern. So, okay, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to pull all of these pieces out of my scrap box. And I'm basically running out of room almost instantly. Okay. I do have a couple other elements too besides this stuff. Another thing I was looking at is I saw this page in my little Sunny Days pad, and I thought this made me think of a photograph that I have stashed away in my on my computer that I found on Google many years ago. And it is this adorable picture of these girls on the beach. And I love how they're pointing their little toes. I can't tell, like, it's clearly an older picture, like a retro picture. I just thought, it's what I thought of when I saw this, my words are not coming easily to me. I thought of it when I saw this pattern. Spit it out, Cori. Part of me was thinking, is this too big? Am I covering up too much of what's on here? What if I put it on this side? Pretty much the same. Maybe I should do a different, maybe I should do a different size picture. Maybe it's a little too big. I do not know why my printer says it's offline. I think that's rude. I don't know why that's in my head. Okay. Okay, it is so adorable. It is. I just fell in love with it, and I want to use it with this pattern. But I'm thinking I might have made it a little too big. I might want to scale it down, if only because I want to be able to see a little bit more of what's going on here on this. So I think that's kind of my goal here. And it'll be much more of a it's much more of a, what do you call it, a simple, a more minimal. And I think the prompt that I'm going with right now is this one that's either together. That one is awesome. Unforgettable is awesome. I could do deer. I love looking at old vintage photos. I think about the women in them, like, because that's often what the pictures I have are women. And I think about, like, especially like yearbook photos and stuff, I always look at the pictures and think, how did your life turn out? Did it turn out the way you had hoped? Did wonderful things happen to you? Or, was your life difficult? I don't have my phone to let Mr. Crafty know. Mr. Crafty, can you print that picture one more time? I resized it.
Okay. Do you want me to remind you about more less chat, or do you just want me to let you go?
It's fine. Okay. I'm not chatting like in the chat room. I'm just chatting out my process.
Well, you were talking about the girls and how their life turned out.
Okay, Mr. Crafty's reminding me that it's more chit, less chat. Bottom line. Okay. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Discount sheets. And I might find that none of this works together, or the size doesn't work, so sometimes that happens. Is I'll start off with good intentions and then it doesn't go that way. And it's fine. You should not worry or be disappointed in yourself that you're pulling things apart, taking it apart. You end up in a completely different place than where you started. None of that matters. What matters is that you enjoy the process of discovering stuff ooh, I like this, and this looks good together, and this is yummy. I'm just, honestly, what draws things together for me is the colors. It's what my eye is like, yes, I like this together. Is that the same size? How is that the same size when I saved it as a totally different document? me a second here. I totally scaled this down.
Save it as a different file name. It says for permission is denied.
Okay, I did. While that picture is kind of like making its way, I'm just going to start differently. Okay, so to me this is an ad I kind of like ripped up this morning. It's for floor care, cleans as it polishes. I don't know what it is about it, but I absolutely love the color, like the colors in it. And that's all I'm focused on right now, is how much I love the colors together. So I think what I want to do is I want to plan on using this. I'm going to set this other one aside until we get our photo figured out. And I'm just going to go move forward. And here's, I'm not sure if this is Japanese or Chinese language. I just got this from a swimmer pack. So I think I like, which size do I like better? That size with that, or that size with that. I think I like this side better. Okay. And I have been loving using it in my crafting. So that's what I'm doing today. It's like kind of, it's old and vintage. The pages are a little yellow. They're a little bit crumbling. Okay. I'm missing some music. Mr. Crafty to the rescue. Okay. I'm loving that together. I don't know why it is so silly to me, because it's like all ripped. I don't even, it's like a hand with around a can of floor polisher. But I like it. It speaks to me. And oftentimes some of the things that I like the most are like really wacky and simple at the same time. I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time on that, and I feel like, hey, I'm mostly finished at this point. Now I can do the fun things, which is layering on more of like the embellishments. I'm going to try some layering circles. I'm going to add, let's see what else I got going here. I have some honeys I could throw on here. Sometimes I like keeping, like, if I stay over here and do my decorating over here, I can turn this into the journaling area and just use that as like a foundational piece. I love it, Mr. Crafty.
Just need to get it going to the right place. These are just never simple.
No, they are not. Technology is not simple. It's not simple for anything that I do. Not simple for our no. Okay. I love this little picture of these two little hands holding hands. Should I cover up that weird hand? Okay, so far I like it right there. Okay, so now what I personally am seeing is I need a pop of color. I have a lot of white space through here, and these are kind of like more, even though they're on the bright side, they're sort of in a way, I don't know how to say this. Well, they're kind of muted. Hang on, I realized I was covering up an awful lot of the color there. hard to anchor this one. Maybe I'll just leave it there. Okay. So as I was saying, I feel like I need something color, a pop. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's just a little too loud.
Do 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 do. Okay, I'm looking through my collection. I'm gonna pull some of my little stamping elements off here from my Cori's faves. I can hear Mr. Crafty's voice. Oh, I guess I'm hearing him on the phone. His voice is like echoing. Like it's a voice from somewhere beyond. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a little, like a bright pop, something that's kind of like, it's gonna like boom. Something that might echo like this pink here, like that pink would really be cool. Like that pink, this pink, something in that family. So I'm gonna try, that one's not bright enough for me. I'm gonna try this one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it here so it's covering the edge of that ripped paper and that hole, and make it look more finished right there, like that. And now, generally when I use a circle, my kind of go-to after that, how many of you guys know how, what is what I generally like putting on a circle? Hi Logan, I'm excited you're here too, girl. Yes, Erica, all of this music that we have that we usually play in our lives is from a service that we pay for. It's intended for people to use during their lives. Like I said, we are very careful about stuff like that. I've always been very copyright focused on, you know, making sure I'm within. So that's why it's such a bummer that something so little is what ended up stopping us. Mallory, you are correct. It is a word strip. That is my jam. Anytime I lay a circle down, it's like it's got to have a word strip, especially if it's going to be a single or a cluster, just any kind of like circles together. I always want to add that little word strip. Oh my gosh. How appropriate is this word strip? Pink is more than a color, it's an attitude. On a pink circle. So I'm going to try different ways here of doing this. So either it's going to go like that, maybe I'll bring it down here, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. This to me is probably one of the weirdest layouts I've ever done. So it'll be interesting to see what I end up with this. As I'm looking through here. I think I'm going to save this one for a different occasion. And the reason why is because I'm starting to look at my prompts. And I want what's the focus, which to me is sort of this picture. It's like a picture of someone holding a picture, of somebody holding hands. And when I look through my prompts, I have things like family, together, crushing, joy, happy couple. So that's kind of where like I'm feeling like that's what I'm gonna start working my way towards. And if I do that, then I want to find something that says more about that, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with yes please, short and sweet. It also looks better on my little, the way I'm doing this too. Also, I'm gonna put one on the actual photo down here, I love putting a word strip on a photo. And I like one of these from the Reset Girl collection. It says be present. You must be present to win. Okay, so and some of it kind of blends really. Part of me is wondering if I could push it and do two stickers. Is that crazy talk right there? No, it's not. Let's do it. Lucky for me, these little word strips come off. Like these stickers are coming off pretty easy, and I can just rearrange them a little bit more. Okay, so this is where I'm going to add my layer, the journaling. So generally I do this kind of messy. I don't make it nice and neat. So I'm going to try and make it nice and neat this time. But I picked like the longest ruler ever. don't have room. Just because I use a ruler doesn't mean that the lines will end up being perfect either. They're going to end up being probably crooked. They're not going to be spaced evenly, knowing me. And that's totally okay with me. I like the imperfection of hand-drawn stuff anyway. So I'm just kind of making some journaling lines here. And I'm going to add the journaling about this layout after the fact. I'm using one of my new pens, which I'm loving this color. It's like the most it's the color, the ink is the color of the pen. It is giving me life. Plus it writes like butter. They don't make bad cheap pens in Japan. I'm even doing these even crooked too, because I'm holding it at an angle. Okay. Now I need a prompt. This is the moment of truth. Which prompt is it going to be? Okay. I am doing happy. I'm doing it together. This page came together pretty fast. Every time you start a page, you never know what's going to happen. Is it going to be a fast page? Am I going to like suffer through it? And yes, Erica, it does give it a rustic look, doesn't it? Okay. Now I need, where are all my stickers? Stickers are little, I need something little. These are from, this is from our old collection of many moons ago, which we used this collection. If you guys remember Crafted, this is actually what we used as the basis for the WannaCraft collection that's going to be coming out next month. It's based on this Crafted collection. How cute is that? I'm just going to add this little, for a little pop of color. It's like a little itty bitty paint palette. I swear this collection was so amazing. So that's why when I decided to do Camp WannaCraft, I wanted to use that Crafted collection because it was so incredible. I still have my little die cut pieces from it. It was so bomb that I would totally do this as like I would have that manufactured for sure. Okay, and then in this mess that I've now made, I need to find Where is my date stamp? Wow, how did I misplace that date stamp so fast? This particular word strips sheet is really old. I believe it's a Heidi Swap sheet, but it's old, like 2015, probably old. It's something I bought a ton of, and I put it into kits long ago. And I have like this little group of old word strip stickers that I love word strip stickers so much. I'm not sure which one I love more, but I probably think layering circles are really my ultimately favorite sticker of all time. And then it would be the word strip. I am looking for my date stamp. It is like gone with the wind. Here it is, hiding in a completely different area. Mr. Crafty, is there a way I can get some air conditioning back here? I'm so warm. Thank you for helping a girl out. You don't want a hot wife, that's for sure. Okay, got my stamps in there, which are kind of nice because they're subtle. It kind of blends with that blue. So this is kind of funny to me. I did not know where I was going with this, and it seems super weird and random, but I really like how it's turning out a lot. Oh, that feels so good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The first one just happened to be random that I was coming up with.
Oh, really? You like just good timing.
I'm trying to figure out that static that's in the background, and I don't know what it is.
Could it be the phone?
No, because it was there this morning too. It's just louder now.
No, the phone you have open like this to call me.
I understand.
Oh, you're saying that the sound was here earlier. How fun is this? It's just this random little piece of map. Okay. That feels balanced now. And then I do not have washi on this page. That's kind of a crime, so we need to figure that out. So this is an opportunity here with washi, is to kind of balance out things or create a contrast. I think I'm going to pull. I have not opened all the washi that I bought in Japan. It's all in different places still right now because I have to do filming. So some of this stuff is probably from my Art Atelier rampage that I went on. But I found some washi in there that's so incredible, which I'm using right now to add this kind of extra feel of mixed media. I love it. What is missing for me right now is my eye is telling me that something needs to be right here. So it's like there's an absence of something. My eye is trying to say, you know, this is bothering me in a bad way. It needs something here. So that's what my little voice in my head is telling me. You need something there. If I put a circle here, it might echo the circles here, and it gives it a nice balance. I'm not married to a circle. It could be something totally different. I kind of like that, and the reason why I like it is it says it thanks for holding, and they're holding hands, and I love that. Plus, we know that she's holding that can, even though I covered up most of her hand. So let me see what happens if I move this over here. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to try something out here. So I'm going to try to cover her hand so it's not this weird piece of flesh that's sitting right there. Which it doesn't honestly bother me that much, but if I can fix it, let's see what happens if I try to fix it. I don't mind it here, but then I feel like it needs to have this to cover up the Good Housekeeping thing, or maybe it doesn't. I gotta be honest with you, the hand actually doesn't bother me. So I do like the idea of, that's cute. I'll try it one more time. It's just kind of conflicting when I do this. It conflicts with all the type around it, and then that doesn't stand out anymore, but it does here. And that's kind of the trade-off. I am stuck with the weird hand, which is fine. Everyone could use a weird hand in their artistry now and then. And then I'm doing this, getting that down. I'm actually kind of putting them a little bit wonky. Wonky for me. I generally like things to be very like vertical, horizontal. I do not ever, you'll notice I don't ever really put things at odd angles. But that's okay. So, I love this. I'm really feeling it. Now I know I have a stamp set. There it is, buried. Now do I have my... So while you guys are all here, I was just curious, would you guys be interested in a... I don't know if it's going to be a live, to be honest with you, because of our situation right now, but it could be something I just record. But are you interested in watching a video of me, and however long it takes, of basically me just probably in a sped up fashion doing a reorganization of my craft room and everything? I have to clean up this space badly. I can't film workshops for camp in this way. I have to get my act together. And I was kind of thinking, you know, sometimes I really appreciate watching people, their process. It motivates me personally. It makes me want to get up and like clean or organize. And I was just thinking maybe people would want to kind of do that. And also, if you felt like doing it like as a group, like, hey, we're all going to do this together right now on this day at this time, we're all getting our acts together. You can jump in the chat room and say, hey, are you guys doing okay? How's everyone doing? What are you working on? And give each other tips. Or that's the benefit of doing it in a live format, like literally just having a live running for hours, whatever it takes, just to help us. Are we all of us in a position where we would like to get kind of like organized for camp? If that's you, how should I do this? Give me some thumbs up, you guys. There's a little thumbs up emoji, or what is that? Emotion. I forget what the Facebook calls those. But give me some little thumbs up. Let me see how many people would be interested in like having a day where we're like, hey, we're all going to get our craft spaces together. We're all going to work this out. This is like the suckiest thing we ever have to do, but we're going to do it because we want to be prepped for camp. I have to do it, and it's kind of a mess, and I'm fine with just having the craft room. I'll put the camera on me or whatever, so we can, I'm not sure if it'll be live or if it'll be something I pre-record. I have to decide what makes sense. But in any event, either way, show me the little, see these little guys? Show me with these. See, that's me. Now you guys. Okay, so I'm done with this. Together is the prompt. I dated it. I have done it, and I'm moving on to the next sheet. Okay, I got that sheet done. What week are we in? We're like in the last week, aren't we? So I'm like really behind. I want to try and get all these busted out. Okay, so here's my second week of April I'm about to do. Okay, so now that I have my picture, where are those girls? Okay, I made the picture smaller. Thanks, Deb. She says, hang in there, Cori. You can take a nap soon. Tomorrow at, okay, tell you what. I won't tell you what time it is. Check your newsletter. Whatever time it says in the newsletter, that's what time I'm having a chapel day of crafting with Cori. And that's tomorrow. If you would like to get crafty with the word. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so now I'm trying to find, nope, that is not the right shade of pink. I'm trying to find a journaling, something for journaling, some element to write on, which I pulled a whole bunch out, so why am I having so much hard time? Oh, because I'm not looking in the right spot, that's why. Okay, so these beach babes, which are absolutely so beautiful. I love this picture so much. I'm so glad I finally get to use it. There's nothing that says you can't do like a super easy minimal page. You know, the pages don't have to be complex and covered in stamps and all of it. They can be really super simple. Here's a hardware voucher. That doesn't make any sense, but I like it. I keep going back and forth about which elements I'm covering up here by doing this. There we go. That's fine. And then I'm going to put, I think, like a ticket. Which, do I have cuter tickets? I feel like I have cuter tickets. But these tickets do also have the brown and the straw are in this color of the ticket. That's actually what's hurting the ticket, is the fact it's blending in and not standing out. These are going to be really thick. These are like chipboard. I try not to use chipboard in my playbook because I want the pages to be smoother. So let me see if I have anything here. Ooh, here's some. This is like, oh, these are old. These are from like 2014, 15. Summer vibes. Yeah, these are perfect. Okay, so this is going to give us a little bit more color, but we don't want it to clash with this color over here, so let me see. Before I say this is perfect, it might not be perfect, so let me see if I forgot that I have this page to work with. Oh, you know what else I just realized? The die cuts from Sunny Days actually would be fine to use for this project, and they're sunny. Let me see. Since obviously these were meant to kind of like, sometimes I don't like things to coordinate. I like them to stand out. But let's see. I'm gonna pull these all out. That's cute. Swimsuit, books, hand towel, beach towel. See, that just bugs me. Like when something's like that, my eye goes, no! Fix that now! Okay, Okay, well, as perfect as that is, I don't know if it's going to work because it's not doing what I want it to do. Either is that. Summertime and living's easy. I don't want them to be, their legs to be covered up because these girls got some nice legs. So let's see. Let's try that. I don't like that blue. I'm not feeling that. Relax, unplug. That's a possibility. Vacay vibes. That's another possibility. Now, if I do that, now what am I looking at as far as prompts go? See, I could put happy place, and that could be the prompt for this page. And you know, the truth is I don't have to use a prompt at all. I could simply do this. I could take my word strip and kind of just put it here on the bottom like that and be like, hey, there was no prompt at all. I didn't need a prompt. I just did my own thing. So I think I'm going to look at it that way. Now, I have given myself no room for any kind of journaling. I could journal right here on this whole bottom part of the page. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, so I'm not using a prompt for this page. I'm just going to be all kinds of rebellious like that. Here's my charcoal pen. And I think I'm just going to glue it down. Glue it down. Glue it down, down, down. Oh, actually, maybe, okay, hang on, just before I just do that, I want to just see, I want to check something. Check it. If you want it, you got it. If you want it, break it down. I don't know. I don't hate that either. The green in this is echoing the green in the little swimsuit. I feel like it reveals more white space than the paper was doing. I'm not hating this at all. I am looking through this little thing, the little summer vibes. Right off, okay, here's one from it that says documented. So maybe these color schemes don't go. Well, see, the thing about the lemonade, as adorable as it is, it's not the right color. It's standing out in a bad way, but there's other sodas in here, so let's try some other sodas. So this one has green here. It has the brown shades come from the hats and the little bag. So that could work. A little popsicle, that could work. And then I have some cream soda, which, let's agree, that doesn't work. So I have that or this. One thing I like about the popsicle is it does bring the pink, it like mirrors it. So now there's like repetition, it brought it over here. Going with the popsicles. Okay, ladies, you are getting your day. I don't know where your life took you or where you are today, but you are getting a page in my playbook. It's hard to tell from their hair, and I'm using their hair as the determining factor. The style of their bathing suits and their hair kind of make me feel like this picture was taken in the 50s. They have those bathing suits very similar to like Marilyn Monroe. and their hair feels a bit 50-ish to me, not quite in the 60s. So I'm going to say somewhere in the 50s, which isn't that cool to think. So if they are still around, if that's true, I'm going to say these girls are probably in their early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, if that's true. If they are still with us. Erica says they remind her of the Yaya sisterhood. I just think they're adorable. They just look like they're having a really good day. And they're all friends. Okay, so let me make sure that I pull that out enough. This is probably like an East Coast beach because of all of the buildings in the background. That's more typical of the East Coast. That's my guess. I don't think in the South they had that style. I've always kind of looked at this and thought these girls are on the East Coast. So like maybe at a boardwalk, which are far more popular. This does not look like anything I've ever seen. I grew up in a beach city, and that doesn't look like LA or San Diego. They did not have buildings right up to the beach. So it's cool. These little are like city girls maybe, and they took the train out there to the beach that day. Bring that up a little higher, and then I'll do my journaling right here in this spot. I'm going to do my stamp is going to go under here under documented. Robin says, I really enjoy watching the thought process. It let me know I am not alone talking to my craft supplies. Do not feel ashamed if you are talking to your craft supplies. This bathing suit paper came from the new collection from Maggie Holmes. It came from this paper pad. It's the 6x8 paper pad. So they have some little sheets from it, and that's where it came from. It's a really cute collection. Here's another really adorable paper with the little girls floating in the pool. I bought a lot of the Sunny Days collection, I'll be honest with you. I love it. I'm so happy with that. That gives me joy to document them like that. Need some more strips. What do I do with them? It's really easy to lose craft supplies on your desk, even when your desk is quite small. Where's that really good one? That Katie. That Heidi swap one. The Heidi swap one. Okay. Oh, look at that one. Best Kind of Friends. So just consider this for a second. You don't have to document the moments of your family's life or your life. Sometimes you can like document the moments of other people's lives. I have a whole bunch of there's all kinds of places to find copyright free artwork. There's places to find this particular photo, I couldn't find it linked anywhere specific, like it didn't belong to somebody. I couldn't figure that out. I'm not doing anything with it other than just putting it like in my little playbook. but sometimes if you want to find stuff, there's like photos and stuff that you can find on Google that are not, they're not for sale, they're not for, like, they're not, what am I trying to say? They're safe to use, and especially like in a private way, I guess. I mean, you're not selling it or doing something nefarious with it. So I think that it's a fun idea to kind of like document the day for someone else. A lot of people didn't scrapbook like we do. How fun is it to kind of like give them a little page for themselves? So I'm going to add my journaling later. I have that tendency of doing that. And then we're going to add that to the page. Pretty simple. I did not do a lot of crazy stuff. Didn't add a lot of stickers. This whole paper that I used was very busy. It had a lot of poo. So I don't want to try and draw too much attention away from that. It's kind of like this is the stickers and stamping that I would have added myself. So I also like the fact, and this was not intentional, but the heaviest part of the paper, like the biggest piece, is this big piece, and that echoes, like if you look at this, the heavy stuff is more on the sides of the paper, where this is the more, not that this is empty, but that this feels like a bigger piece that mirrors that, if that makes sense. Hi, Mr. Crafty, what's happening?
It's been an hour, sweet girl.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Kim says that she can lose a small child on her craft desk. I love how you guys are giving me suggestions of things I could have said instead of me struggling for something. Yes, there's all kinds of artwork. In fact, I'm forgetting some of the ways to find them now, but if you go onto like Google and you look for like copyright-free photographs, there's public domain photographs, there's all kinds of like historical pictures. And I found them long ago, and I don't remember how I did, but there's a whole bunch of historical photos from like New York City. You can find historical photos that were taken of like different cities, maybe where you live if you live near a big city. Because I've seen New York, I've seen Chicago, where they just have like this, a bank of photos that have been kind of like dumped into a public space. And you can, people mostly just look at them, but people like us can come along and be like, yeah, what a cool picture to document. I mean, I think that's really fun. I don't see anything wrong with that, documenting somebody else's memory for them. Okay, so down 2 pages, we're on to page number 2. I'm actually going to grab this one first. I'm going to do the right side of the thing. I'm doing April week 3 right now. Okay, so that takes care of, so for me, that paper is what ignited the memory of, oh, I have that one picture of the girls in bathing suits. See what I'm saying? So my craft stash is often the catalyst. It's the thing that sort of pushes me forward into like, ooh, I really like this, or I really like that, and makes me want to make something with it. So don't necessarily look at the blank. So beyond the blank page, you could start here, and some people have no problem starting from a blank page. You can use your prompts to motivate you forward. Where is my bingo? Okay, so I'm going to use, here's April bingo prompts. So I'm going to do layers for that one because, wait, maybe I did layers already. Let me see here before I say that. I forgot to check off my list. Maybe I already did layers. I did. Can't do it twice. I'm going to call that memory keeping, you guys, because that's what it was. I just memory kept for somebody else. I am gonna put down, if you guys have old pictures of your mom, or your dad, or when they were married or together, you could do little layouts with your parents' pictures. With pictures, you know, those really yummy black and white photos. I know a lot of you are young enough to have your parents are in colored photos, so, but it's just the idea of, yes, you could totally memory keep pictures of your parents. That was memory keeping. So I'm going to go ahead, memory keeping. Okay. So while I'm here, this is what, watch you guys, look how I justify things. Okay, so here's my little strip. One of the prompts that I like to include is one called smashing or smashed. Anything that's smashed is basically, this is how I interpret it for me, is I will add some other piece of ephemera. To me, this is what that, to me, this is what this is. This like little extra little sheet, and I punch it and add it in here. To me, that is smashing. It's like adding another little thingy into your book. Like if you were doing a junk journal. Some people, for them, it's like gluing it down on the page and, you know, adding something like a paper bag from a trip that you took. Okay, so I'm literally punching it, and now I'm adding it into my book. So now as I cover the little, cover up the prompts, I still have a record of what I actually did. This was a request several people had that wanted to have something to kind of record keep for what they had done here. And this was the freebie for the Late Night Crafty Club International that we just did this morning. But you can grab this in the shop. It's just $1.95. And then you have one for each month. And you can keep track, which ends up being a really good idea because now I see that I have to go back and try and remember what it was I did. So layers, I think out of my crafty comfort zone, I did that one. Posted in the club, I did that. And I also did shared a spread. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woo! Okay. Susan said she was up at 6 a.m. and grabbed it. Excellent idea, because you don't have to stay and watch the whole show to get the freebie. We give you the link, and then you can go run and grab it. So now I have smashed something in here, which gives me that prompt fulfilled. And by doing these shows and working in the playbook each time, it's kind of like an opportunity to show you how fast some of this can go, and you can feel like you've accomplished something. When I'm going to do some of these pages on YouTube, like I'm just going to record a bunch of pages. I'm going to record me working on my eggs here. Okay, so now I've got those done, and I'm working on the right side of that spread. And what I was thinking as I was talking that out is I'm going to take some of my papers. When I buy paper from American Crafts, I like buy the whole pack. Like it's 25 sheets of like a specific design. This is what businesses do, and they'll like break it down and sell it individually in their store or online. So that's my MO. If I love a paper enough, I want to like use it in everything. So I have quite a few papers like that where I've bought packs of them. Our storage has lots of this kind of paper where I have lots of it, because at the time I was really planning on doing a I was really wanting to do a lot of like kits for making planner designs and stuff, like planner dividers and all that good stuff. So I will be doing that, showing you a lot more about using your crafty paper. Bea asked about the plastic cutting mats. So here's these chopping mats. These were $1 at the dollar store. And this is what people have been doing. There's 2 of these in a pack, and basically you just trim it down. I did not, this is not the same, like this was a notebook that I bought, but it's the same material. So you just trim it down to the size you're looking for to make the cover, and then you punch it with your disc bound. Do not use the Happy Planner disc bound punch. You might break it. It's not meant for anything like that. You have to use this kind of thing. Is you need to use like a heavy duty one. So I had to buy these like online, and they don't make them anymore, so they're like really hard to find. And one of my really sweet viewers in a YouTube video comment said, hey, I've been buying these and doing it. So it has the same kind of curved corners. It would take 2 mats to make 2 covers, because as you can see, you're going to end up with some chopped off bits. But that would be cool. You might even make like a skinny, like a traveler's notebook sized cover, and make traveler notebook sized paper underneath, and make like a skinny disc bound for like your listing or something. That could be cute. So that is I'm going to be doing that, showing you how to do that in a video coming up. But I wanted to create a look like this. I did this before in my April paper, and I liked it so much like this. I made this little sheet. So I want to recreate this look and use one of my little pictures from that. So it's going to kind of look like this. So with that in mind, I'm going to start grabbing up papers that I like, that might look odd together, but I'm looking at colors. I don't know, you know what, I think kind of what my problem is I'm not sure if I love that. This particular one I'm in love with. I've used it a cajillion times. I'm going to take some of this. In the paper pack, like the big one, these are just like regular flowers, but in this little small one, they have the gold foiling in them. So they're special. You can see I'm also not trying very hard to cut things perfectly. I'm just pretty much just trying to get them in my, just trying to get them on the paper. I want to do a strip that is part textbook. I'm just cutting stuff, and then I'm going to play with it and see who wins, who gets to stay. It's like a battle of the paper. Only the strong survive. Going through here, seeing what's in here. What other papers do I have? Ooh, I got more of that pink paisley paper that I really like with the yellow flowers. It's also from old and from 2015. These are from my planner stylus kits. I can tell because they were cut. They were cut so that you could make 2 dividers. This would be really pretty background for something. And then here's that really use this one. Hi Barbara from Temecula. It's probably super hot where you are right now. I'm up the highway from you in Ripon. Really far up the highway from you, but Are we having fun? Are we crafting? Are you guys like, are you feeling it? Are you feeling like you're getting like a different feel about what you're doing now? Like, hey, not being so stressed about getting things right, or they have to look a certain way, that maybe it's just good to have it. Ooh, this is really cool. I don't really know what this was. It doesn't look like a dictionary. I'm not sure what this was. So Christy asked where I get these clear pouches. These are all from the Container Store, and I have a bunch of different types, different styles. So the kind that have the reinforced zipper tops, this is one of my favorite. I buy these for like my large. I have this one. I have small ones. They are so handy. The Container Store is definitely a wonderful place for your craft supplies. You get a pack of 3 in them. So I have extras of that one. Because I like to pack my ephemera in different ways so that when I go travel, I can easily grab it and take it with me in the, and then I have like smaller sizes. Oh, those are the same things I just showed you. That's not what I meant to show you. I'm trying to find the other envelope. I'm looking for more paper. Okay, I'm gonna grab this out. When we do Camp Wanna Craft, I'm going to talk all about my storage options and stuff that I have, because I really want you guys to see the potential. Another tool that I love are these books. So this one is designed to keep your washi in. You can just carry around washi in little strips. And this one is another type that you can carry around like ephemera and die cuts, stuff like that. So I'm going to share a lot of like storage ideas with you for Camp Wanna Craft, because that will make part of your job easier when it comes to crafting. Is you can kind of set things up in advance, and then when you feel like crafting, you can just grab things at random, be like, hey, I want this envelope and I want this envelope. Here's another one of them that they're just, it's smaller. So like that picture right there. I'll leave that one out. Okay, so does anybody stand out? You stand out in a bad way. I might need to make these a little thinner. They're kind of on the thick side. Yes, Barbara, you're doing an excellent job. You are being a great cheerleader. Everyone does need to come to Camp Wanna Craft. It is going to be amazing. Good night, Amy. Okay, so I'm going to start making these a scooch bit thinner so I can fit all the ones I want. Plus I'm going to rip off some of the bottoms so they're different sizes. Mr. Crafty is helping you out with the books that I just showed, the plastic ones. I found them back in October, and I've been using them a lot for like every time I just keeping my stuff organized here in the in the RV, and then when we were in Japan, we found them in some of the stores, carried them too in different colors. But there's like, I think there's 3 main formats that they have, and I have a red one. I do not see the red one currently. My craft room is a bit of a wreck right now. It's not unpacked completely from my trip, and I definitely but when you guys register for camp on May 1st, you'll get your shopping list for the camp supplies you'll need, and you'll actually have camp, like legit camp supplies this time. And then you can start working on your craft spaces. And I'll probably do do some kind of like, hey, let's do a live where everybody works on their craft space together, if you'd like to. Bye, Deb. Okay. So I feel like the picture I need to use for this needs to be pretty big. It's got to be, these are some really big stickers, and they definitely are like, they're kind of like puffy stickers. I don't know, but I like this, and it's going down. I'm not even sure what prompt this would be. Let me see here as I'm doing this. I just took my sheet away from myself, so now I have to look at it this way. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Oh, you know what prompt I forgot to mark off is the Late Night Crafty Club. Anybody who came to the Late Night Crafty Club or watched the Late Night Crafty Club, even as a replay, that is a prompt on the bingo sheet that you can mark off, and I legit did that. So that's another one. So I'll be filming more YouTube videos now that I'm home. I'm going to be doing the Easter eggs page. I'm really looking forward to that because I think I'm going to do that side. I'm really excited to do these eggs. There's a template included with your playbook that will help you cut paper for the eggs. It will match the eggs perfectly, because I knew that would be hard to do. But I have some ideas. I want to make a honey egg and a stamp egg and a washi egg. Like, I couldn't be more excited for that particular page. And there is a prompt called eggs that you'll be able to mark off when you do it. Susan says she did her egg page and she loved it. I personally love stuff like that. Like last season we had the tags that you got to decorate, and I just had so much fun with it that I wanted to think of another thing that we could, you know, decorate and do. So the ones I'm going to be filming that I'm really looking forward to are the ones for like Dress a Girl and the eggs. I'm kind of saving my art journaling pages for the Late Night Crafty Clubs, the Crafternoons, because to me it's a easier, no-brainer kind of thing to do. I don't have to focus on anything else. I can just kind of be like jump in the craft room. But I feel like when I do the eggs or the girls, it kind of makes it like more intense. I gotta figure things out and concentrate. Okay, so there we go. I randomly placed a bunch of strips of paper. Now, originally, I wanted to use one of my fun little photos, but I feel like it needs something to anchor it because it's kind of lost. I also have this fun photo. This is from Kelly. She took this picture when we were in Arizona. need, whatever I do, ooh, see, like something like that. That's, to me, more stands out. It more like pops. There's a place to do your journaling. Another idea is to do that, something like that, where it's a really big piece, and then I could get away with using these smaller little photographs. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, I've had this little note page for so long. If you guys remember Erin from Hobby Lane, she was like one of my favorite Instagram channels when I first got into the planner community. She ended up sending me one time a little, I forget what it was, it was like 3 pieces of this and like a little card. I forget the whole little thing she sent, but I loved this paper so much, and I was like, I'm hoarding this forever. But see, we don't want to be hoarders, we want to be crafters. So I'm going to use it. I'm trying to decide where I want to use it, what should go. I feel like this side is better. Now I totally regret that decision because I forgot that I wanted to put that picture on the back. But that's okay because I was able to move it quickly. This glue is pretty forgiving. I feel like you get like one shot at it like fixing something if you misglue it, and then after that it starts hardening. I'm gonna harden my heart, gonna swallow my fears. Doesn't that want to go with this? She shines. But for sure, once I do it, it's like it's gonna be like textured. You'll have this. Okay, these are individual letters. That might be better. Okay, so okay, this one's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm gonna cut this one out because I kind of want to keep the way that they spaced it. I want to keep that in place. I want to put that there because it's like a handful of glitter. So I'm gonna swallow my tears. Mr. Crafty, I think I lost my music again. Gonna need you here. I'm gonna harden my heart. Okay, I think I'm just gonna make it a little wonkier than they did.
I think you need to make a playlist on here is what you need to do.
I know, I will, honey. I know this is kind of a pain having you come back and forth. I'll go through there and try and find stuff. I really like.
It's just that it won't keep playing. It's not that it's a pain.
Oh.
It's like it only played one track and
then it's
I'm not
done.
sure why.
Oh, they have playlists already built on their website. Isn't that fun, Mark? Look.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's been an hour and a half, baby.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this prompt, which is quote, and I'm going to find that really beautiful poem from Marianne Williamson about like who am I to, I can't remember the first line, but it has to do with like shining, being shining your light, and that by shining your light you give the permission to others to shine. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's super famous. So I think I'm going to add this to it, and I'm going to write it out, which I will have to probably write on the small side, and I might not write out the entire thing, but I'm going to go ahead and do that for quote, because I really like that one. And I think I've done that before. I think I used that as a as something in my book. So that one came together pretty fast. That was just putting the papers together, gathering them up. So you'll see this is the templates for the Crafty Club playbook, and you see this egg. So you cut that out and you use that to like create scrapbook egg paper. Hi Kimberly, I'm sorry you're late to the party. In fact, I'm going to be wrapping up here really shortly, but you can watch the replay in the Facebook group for sure. So there's that. Now the question is, can I squeeze in one more page in 15 minutes? That's gonna take a lot. So look at me, I have just gotten that going fast. Okay, so let me do this real quick. I'm going to harden my heart. I'm going to swallow my tears. And I got that song in my head. Okay, so I'm going to do the Late Night Crafty Club is one I should have given myself this morning. Boop, 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 boop. And I love these little markers. You can come back and embellish them further. You can add additional stickers to them and kind of like even make those more embellishy. What else do I got going? Ooh, smashed. Hello. I did that one. Listed client smash. Okay, so I'm going to do, I haven't done it yet, but I will. I'm going to do this posted in the club because there's 2 of them. So I'm going to do another one for Crafternoon with Cori today. And this thing about share to spread, I'm going to do that as well. Boo, 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 boo. I'm just, see, it's true. The music ended and it's like, I'm done. No more playing for you. So next time, guys, I'm going to have a little playlist of royalty-free music that I'm allowed to use. And I just did shared. What did I just do? Self-cared, stickers were used. Share to spread. Okay. And lest I forget, I'm going to harden my heart. Okay. So looking at this and just kind of like seeing what I wrote, I'm not seeing like a good prompt for it. I feel like there wasn't a good one. So I'm fine with not having like, oops, all of them. So I'm going to go ahead, taking a picture, and go to Facebook. See, I'm doing it right here. Look, I'm live right now. There I am. There I was. Okay, I'm just trying to find a way of getting into the Crafty Club fast because they don't, at least I don't see the easy way to do that. Okay, so I'm doing it again. Here is what I made during Crafternoon with Cori this afternoon. What did you make? Okay, now all of you guys go to the Facebook post that I'm putting. replay available in the group. Oops. Share in the comments. Okay, so there's me sharing my spread and posting in the group. So, and when you share in the group, then you can go ahead and knock that off your bingo markers, your bingo sheet as well. So I'm going to be doing my Dress the Girls on my YouTube channel. I'm probably going to do this too, because I would like to explain this, because this to me is like, I love this very much and I want you guys to love it too. So I will go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to do my mood board for spring. I might combine those two. And then here's my updated bingo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 3, 3, and 10. Okay, so there's 10. I'm pretty excited about it. Now I have is this one to do. So the journaling stuff I'm going to save and do it all in one session. So I'm going to see if I can do this pretty quick. I think I'm going to pick the one that said documented was one of the, was it one of the prompts or was it one of the bingo prompts? I think I'm heading towards the 2-hour mark right now. I was trying to keep it at 90 minutes, but who am I kidding? We knew that wasn't going to happen. So, but one day I will get it. I will make it happen. But today I'm going to shoot for 2 hours, which I said this would be a 1 to 2 hour long show. I'm trying to find something good, something really something I would normally hoard, a really good. So Barbara, you ate pizza. That was what you made? You made fast work out of eating pizza? You know, we'll accept it. It counts. Good night, Teresa. Good luck. Hello world. I don't know what collection these are from. Happy home, happy heart. I got way too much black and white going on there for me. I'm not a black and white type of gal. I think these are the One Canoe 2 collection. I think that's what they're from. Okay, I'm gonna say, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that this is gonna be my spread. I'm gonna just do something really, really, really simple. But do I have a honey that has more color to her outfit? She works better. There we go. Now we're popping, literally. So I'm going to do a spread about my home situation. The fact that I don't live in a home really, and how Mr. Crafty and I are kind of making a lot of changes. Before camp starts, in the next week or so, we're gonna get this RV ship shape. I want to have a very different life in this RV than we've been living, because it has not been super fun. So this, I'm gonna make a whole video about it though. I'm gonna do a separate video and talk about it, because I really want to talk. I want people to know. A lot of people who dream of RV living. I really like the thought of being able to like be real and be like, okay, here are things we didn't think about when we were, you know, making this decision and how we thought it was going to go, and we sort of have a different situation. We use the RV as part of like business, and a lot of people who choose the RV life don't. They're kind of doing things differently than we are doing, so maybe it won't apply to some people, but I think it's worth us saying, hey, this is some of the mistakes that we made. And the mistakes we made mostly, I mean, to be honest with you, as introverts, we've made we've made some decisions about how we live in the RV that have like really not given us the best bang for our buck. And when I say buck, I am not even like, it costs a lot of money to live in an RV. It is not a way of saving money in any way, shape, or form. So I'm having a hard time making this like girl and this house work. Somehow they worked together a minute ago, but now I'm like, what the heck? Maybe if I just sort of like plant it and then because you have to make a decision. Somebody's got to go first. She goes down first or it goes down. But honestly, I think it's got to be, I would never do that. So when it comes to this, like just this alone, like you can just sit here and move things around forever. And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes I have to like keep trying and trying and trying. There are some things I can't do. Like to me, she's floating in the center of the paper and that doesn't look good to me. So either she has to come off the edge like this, like she has to be on the edge. I don't know, does that drive me crazy? Okay, we're gonna approach this a different way. We're gonna marry her to a journaling prompt, and that's not that one. We're going to marry her to a journaling prompt, and then the house thing is not going to be with her. It'll be separate. But first I have to find a journaling prompt. Okay, so I have these in here. I have some tags. I have a bag. The bag is cute. The reason why I like the bag is that you can put the house on it like that. Now it's got a better anchor to it. See what I'm saying? And you can put the journaling part into the bag if it should fit, if it wants to fit, if it can fit. So some of them fit. This fits. Okay, so the first thing is finding the tag that will fit. This one fits. I'm going to trim it though because it fits a little too tightly. Now, one of the things I like to do is I like to add a little bit of ephemera to the top of the tag so that it becomes something you can pull it out easily on. So I'm putting a little bit of glue on the bottom of this little piece of ephemera and then putting it right there. Like that. Now, the other thing I generally do when doing this is I give it another little staple, and it goes into my little bag, and now it comes out much easier, and I kind of like will be jaunty with it and like leave it partially out. So this means that this bag needs to go down first so she can go on top of it. Let me see here, just because I have a thing, I don't know, I like things to kind of like be a little bit, not like be in the center, not be right on the edge. I like it to overlap a little bit. Overlapping is a really big thing for me. Now I can put her down, and she's going to overlap onto the white paper and onto the bag. So it creates a series of overlappings. Now the next thing, before I glue her down, is I want to make sure where her feet line up. So I want to make sure her leg lines up right on the edge of the white, the edge of the cream paper, like so. I usually do my honeys about mid, like I try to make them like right down the middle of their body, so they're half on and half on the object and half on the white space. So now she's like that. And this is like gonna slip in at a kind of like a little jaunty angle, so you can tell it's something that you can pull out. And then this little piece can now be on the edge and kind of like be the bridge between the bag and the paper. If I pull it all the way over, that would look weird. So like doing a halfway. You can even use, see the little steeple of the little pitch of the roof? You can even use that as your midpoint and make sure it lines up there with the edge. And then everybody is happy. Another way of doing it is bringing it down here. Like I could do it in the corner and make it overlap. Now it's overlapping the bottom of this and the bag, but I kind of like it here. So that's what I choose to do. I'm going to make this all about Mr. Crafty and I and our home situation. So it's going to be, I think it'll be the first video that we ever do where we talk together, because I'm hoping that I can get him to do it with me. I think that will be fun for other people to kind of like hear, especially if there's going to be, you know, dudes watching. You know, a lot of people are very enamored with RV living. They're all about it. And, you know, and honestly, it's kind of a combination of things. It's decisions that we have made personally, and it's just the nature of RV living. It is not for everybody. It is not for the weak of heart. And that's kind of stuff that I will talk about, because some things I watched in videos beforehand and I was like, okay, this is going to happen, and other things I did not know. Okay, I don't usually try and be all cutesy like that. Okay, so that's this, and then I kind of want to add a, now this would also be another situation where I might try to add like a layering circle to her skirt and then put the word strip. And see, by doing this, you're like kind of pulling the artwork outwards by continuing to, you know, add things across the way. That's what ends up stretching your space. But I can't say that I'm completely in love with that idea. I'm just considering it. I'm thinking it through. Do I want to do that? Not really. Works for me there. Nope. Another thing I like adding is a layering circle to these, which I didn't want to do on this one. I wanted to use that flower. That could be cute. That could, I think I like that even better. I'm going to add that. I love the stitching on this. I'm lining it up where the edge of the cream and the red are kind of like perfectly aligned. And I wanted to I'm looking for something that matches what I know I'm going to say. Trying to decide where I want this. Do I want it on the flower, under the flower? Oh, no, I glued it completely under there. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it like that, and just, it's a little wonky, but you can see the message pop out. So in this situation, I'm going to do one of two things. Either I'm actually going to journal over here and just have like this as a kind of a fake journal card, or I'm going to add journaling on this, or I might put a picture on that. I haven't decided yet what I want to do. I just wanted to use a little bag. I liked that. So it could go either way. Either I'm going to leave this blank and just journal on there. I'm going to leave that open in the moment when I get down to doing the journaling. So what am I doing? What should this be? I'm going to use the prompt next steps because Mr. Crosby and I are taking next steps on trying to change our situation and make things better for us. So we have plans. We are going to make the next phase of our RV living much easier on ourselves, and hopefully it will be better. I am just not a fan of this thing here, and I'm wondering what I can do about it. Let me see. How about I just do this? I know what I'll do. Since I already went to the trouble of putting that thank you one up there, I'm going to take my white out. These flowers bug me. They don't go with the color scheme or anything I got going here, and so I'm just going to white them out. I'm just going to make them disappear. They're getting whited out. Okay. Gotta get my stamp. I've been being really good remembering to do my stamping. I'm gonna just stamp where I feel called, right there at her legs. Okay, so in my Crafternoon with Cori show, I was able to bust out 4 spreads. Ooh, that's actually kind of cute. I like the orange color with this, but it doesn't go anywhere. So anyway, I did this spread, this spread, and this spread. So in my mind, it's much easier to do journaling all in one shot. So like because to me, it's a totally different thing than just doing this. Like this is just fun, slapping stuff together, focusing on like what looks good. But writing and all that is much more like thoughtful. It pulls from a different part of my brain. So I would like to just kind of bust all that stuff out later in one shot. So I did this morning. It's funny how I had like almost a 4-hour long show and I did 2 pages, but in my 3-hour, in my 2-hour show, I did 4. So see what happens with chat. It just carries you away. So I'm pretty happy with these. Really, really love them. Today is the 27th, which is today. And today I am grateful for very gracious and understanding ladies of my amazing community. So thank you so much for being understanding of all of the like last minute changes, switching back over to Facebook at the last minute, having miscommunication of like what time are we supposed to be doing the show. I hope that throwing in that extra half an hour made that better. I think the one that I just did, this one, I bet anything like write out a story is probably going to be the one I do for this. But I'm not going to give myself any further stuff on this because I want to see how that plays out. And if I decide to check it off later, I can. So I'm very, very happy with what I accomplished today, even with being sleep deprived. And now I'm going to have like some fun videos to film for you so that you can see my process with very specific pages. Like this would be a whole video because it's probably going to take me, I would guess it'll probably take me more than an hour for sure, maybe even 2 hours to do this. I like doing sped up videos. I really want to try doing more sped up videos that have a voiceover so I can be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, watch me do this. So I have been filming videos. I just haven't redone the voiceover part yet. That's kind of new to me. So I'm so grateful to you guys for hanging out with me. We have, let's see, 4 more minutes to be a complete 2-hour show. So thank you very much. And I am checking to see how many of you guys, I see this is from the Late Night Crafty Club this morning, so there's that page. And I'm checking to see, okay, so I have to change, this is really, this thing where it says new activity, I'm going to click on sort and hit recent posts. I don't know if you guys knew that, but for some reason it always defaults to the activity thing, which will always show you things that were commented on most recently. But I want to find my recent post, because that's what I want to see. Are you guys posting your stuff? So let's see in here. Yay, Michelle ordered her supplies, bought a new printer, excellent, for her tool, for her playbook. B is finishing a spread. She's working on that. Kesia is making a gift for somebody. Lovely. Awesome. That's very thoughtful to make gifts for people with our talents. So, yay! You guys are awesome sauce. I really decided that, I decided on purpose to go ahead and just do all the crafty stuff in one weekend. I wanted to roll out this new show format, which was less, I do feel like I was chatting though, so for whatever that's worth, I was being chatty to a certain extent. But I really wanted to try to do more like focus on the crafting, girl, less talking. But I really like what I made. I'm very happy with it. So it's really fun. And that is the whole point of this playbook. It's fun. It is, and if you did something you don't like, you can take a piece of scrapbook paper and put glue on it and just cover up everything. You just make the bodies disappear and no one will ever know. So I'm literally down to my last page, my last spread in the art journaling, which is perfect because it is week 4 in April. So now I'm caught up and I just need to do these 2 pages. I need to do my my memory keeping, which I'm more than likely going to do pictures from my trip to Tokyo, and that's what's going to go on these pages. This will probably be a video all by itself, and then we'll be headed into May, which we have this lovely girl to do. So you guys have got some fun videos to watch. You can get caught up with your own April. May 1st will be registration opening for Camp Wanna Craft. You do not want to miss that. Make sure you read your newsletter I sent out this morning, because you're going to want to see all the fun things going on. Besides camp, we have TRG Crafting Abroad Adventure going to the UK next year, and you don't want to miss out on getting a spot if that's something that's near and dear to your heart, because it's half sold out already. And we have so much fun. This Camp WannaCraft is going to be so bomb. Please trust me. If you buy no other collection from us, take that money and invest it in camp, because it will be amazing. You're going to have over 30 workshops to watch at your convenience. You can watch them a year from now. You can take your time in doing all the projects, but we're going to be teaching you many different techniques and little easy, simple crafting. I'm going to focus on the easy crafting stuff. So I really don't want you to miss it. It's going to be the ultimate self-care camp, because it's completely focused on the thing that is really near and dear to all of our hearts. It's the reason why we have all the cajillion craft supplies and planners and all the things that we have is for occasions like this. You're about to like unleash the crafty. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for 2 events today. As a reminder, tomorrow is the Chapel Crafting with Cori, and you just need to check our events calendar, because I don't want to tell you the wrong time. I don't want to lead you astray as I did before. And just remember, we are in YouTube jail, so none of our live streaming will be done on YouTube for the next 90 days. You can read all about it in the newsletter. I shared the little backstory, and you can be prepared to be on Facebook for any live events we have, and we are working on a solution, a workaround for Camp Wanna Craft, so we can do our lives in a different way, not on Facebook. I love your little faces. I am so happy that so many of you guys got something out of this, got your crafty on. That is wonderful. And yes, Barbara, now I can rest. I will see your faces tomorrow if you are interested in doing the Chapel Crafting with Cori. Thank you so much, Susan, for helping me out. It is 3 p.m. PST. So it's so funny. I wanted to say 2 p.m. for that too. I don't know why my brain is locked on 2 p.m., but it's clearly not the case. So it's 3 p.m. tomorrow PST. Please join me if you would like to get your crafty on along with your faith. And we will talk about all things faith and the podcast and what's been going on in your lives and any prayer requests you guys have and good stuff like that. Make sure you post in the group what you made during the event because I would love to see it. And I will see you guys again. Check out the events calendar on our website because I posted a bunch of new live events coming in May and you don't want to miss them. I love your little faces, everybody, and I will see you guys later. See you. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you, love you, love you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.